Let your effort speak. In a high valley where winter tests every man, promises ring cheap and loud. Carts stick in drifts, grain spoils if the mill sleeps, and tongues easily outrun hands. Tonight's tale is a reckoning. What becomes of a name when a man stops boasting and lets the work answer? Small steps seem laughable to the hurried. One plank, one peg, one walk before dawn, but they are the only steps that carry true change across a season. And change that lasts demands a consistent path, walked when no one watches, repeated until the road appears beneath your feet. Ignore this, and you will scatter your strength, fray trust, and watch rooms cool when you enter. Learn it, and your quiet labor will gather weight, steady a village, and finally steady you. Listen close. The mountain does not praise, yet it remembers the men who kept its paths well. In the year 1501, the hamlet of Colden Beck hung against a spine of rock, smoke stitched thin through firs. The mill's wheel had stilled where ice jammed the sluice, and the footpath to the pass broke into ruts that swallowed carts. Hugh Mercer, a broad-shouldered wheelwright with a tongue that ran ahead of his tools, felt his name go light as frost. Reeve Walter Pike said only, "No speeches. Let your effort speak." Brother Lionel of the Priory watched without judgment. Hugh woke before the bell and shouldered his adze. He cut ice from the sluice in small, sharp panes. He greased the axle of the parish sledge. He returned a borrowed rasp to the monastery bench without knocking. He did not announce a thing. When asked, he lifted a hand and went on. By candle and daylight, he chose tasks that could be finished. One rut filled with crushed shale, one plank planed and set, one leaking trough packed with moss. No grand declarations. Only the scrape of iron, breath clouding the air, the slow turn of the wheel as the mill race cleared. Brother Lionel's quill paused once as Hugh set tools in order and walked away. At week's end, Walter Pike measured results, not claims. Grain dry in the loft, a sledge track firm as a prayer, the wheel turning with a low, clean hum. He nodded, and Hugh felt something in him weight itself rightly, like a cart settling square on its axle. He kept working. He did not ask the room to warm when he entered. He brought warmth in wood and iron. Small steps, true change. Hugh made it a rule he could carry in any weather. Before the bell, he folded his blanket and spoke no vows. He lifted the day's first small task. He trimmed swollen pegs, set a wooden pin in a gate, spread grit over a treacherous bend. Brother Lionel passed with broth once, saying, "A ledger remembers hands more than words." Hugh answered with a nod and a finished hinge. Walter Pike tested him with harder work. "Open the mountain path," the reeve said. "Not in a day, by steadiness." Hugh marked a cord down the slope, then worked it true. One shovel's depth here, one log rolled there, brush bound and staked to tame the drift. He kept to the line even when men called for shortcuts. "Paths wander when wills do," Walter murmured, and Hugh kept his will. Snow returned. He returned earlier. Wind cut. He bent lower. He learned the quiet arithmetic of endurance. An hour before dawn plus an hour after dusk equals a road tomorrow. He did not count applause. He counted passes of the spade. He learned to read the snow's moods, the crust that would carry, the sugar that would swallow a boot. Once, a drift caved under him and slid 10 paces. He rode it on his back, laughing breathless, then climbed and cut steps back to the line. Another day, a stone sprang his shovel and split the web of his glove. He wrapped it with cloth torn from his hem and kept the rhythm. When tempers flared at the bend, Hugh answered with work. Brush bundled, stakes driven, the path held. Brother Lionel returned at dusk with a lantern, holding it low so the wind could not snuff it. "A steady flame," he said. Hugh nodded and set another stake. By the thaw, carts moved sure-footed along the banked way. The mill turned steady. The hall's talk shortened. The village breathed longer. Hugh's name grew heavy again, weighted by proof. Walter clasped his forearm. Brother Lionel recorded a single word beside Hugh's winter. Consistent. Hugh looked up to the pass he had opened and understood the measure of it. Let the effort speak. Let the small steps carry the change. Keep to the consistent path until the path keeps you. He lifted his tools and went on, unhurried, unannounced, building what lasts. Conclusion. From this story we learn that when effort speaks first, small steps create true change, and walking them consistently becomes the path that shapes a trustworthy life.